Hi! Welcome to today's vlog. So, as you know, if you follow me on Instagram or if you've seen my previous video, which two videos, and I will link those down in the description below. I just attended my first what they call mega crop, and it was an event called CropAGanza, and it was put on by our local scrapbook store, Scrap Fanatic, which is located in Andover, Kansas, and I'll link their website and their Facebook down below. I learned a lot by going to my first CropAGanza, and I don't mean like I learned any techniques or anything, because there wasn't any like make and take type things that was going on that I was aware of, but I was really busy doing my own thing. No, these are things that I learned by attending. So here we go. And I have 10 of them. So these are the top 10 things I learned from attending CropAGanza. And I have them all written down in my fancy little notebook I got. Boom. Okay. So, number 1. Double check your cords, people. If you have a computer, make sure that you've got that computer cord. If you've got a phone, make sure you've got that phone. If you have a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot, make sure you've got the right cord for the mobile hotspot. You name it, if you need a cord, make a dang checklist for the cords that you need, but make sure you have your cords. If you've seen my video from CropAGanza, I ended up forgetting the cord that connects my Cricut to my computer. It ended up being okay because I used my tablet to do all of my cutting and my computer for the designing, but that's not going to be the case every time. Or you're not going to be able to just text your spouse and say, hey, I forgot like 4 cords, can you please bring them? And they go, yeah, sure, honey. Whatever. Okay, so that is number 1. So, number 2 is everyone is going to have their own idea, own checklist of the supplies that they need for the event, and that's okay. Some people are going to have so much stuff that you're going, how do they even know what they have? And some people are going to have such a small amount of things that you're going to go, do they have everything? Both of these sets of people are probably experienced croppers. They're experienced croppers. I can't talk today. And they know exactly what they're going to be working on. They know exactly what they're going to need, and some of them pack a little extra. Everyone's going to pack differently, and that's okay. I kind of ended up being in the middle, packing wise, and I was okay with that. And for the next one that's going to be coming up in February, I will know exactly what I want to work on and make sure to tailor it to what I'm going to be working on. At the particular hotel that we were staying at, which was the Best Western Wichita North, there was a complimentary breakfast, and while it was okay, it wasn't fantastic, but I mean, it was sufficeable. It probably fell in between of what a continental breakfast would be. It was a small buffet. So one morning, I think Saturday morning, I had a biscuit with some gravy. On Sunday, I had a slice of French toast with some hot syrup. They tried really hard to keep it full, but there was like 150 of us on top of their regular hotel guests, and then Saturday night there was like a 50th anniversary party going on, so you had all of those guests on Sunday. So while the food was good, it wasn't the greatest, and I would probably end up taking like a $1 bag of cereal and a half gallon of milk. And maybe just going in for like a juice and a coffee, which is what I kind of ended up having anyway. Oh, 4 and 5 kind of go together, so I'm going to just insert them together in this clip. I wrote down Coke plus Slim Jims equal life, and number 5 says ditto coffee plus Slim Jims equals life. pretty much what that means is that caffeine will keep you going even when you really want to go take a nap and you have a head cold and you aren't feeling good. So Slim Jims and Coke and coffee and Slim Jims and a little bit of orange juice they kept me rolling for the weekend. Okay, so this one is particular to CropAGanza. There's a coffee shop called Scraps at CropAGanza. I had no clue that there was a coffee shop until my friend Jess happened to win a free coffee from the coffee shop. And they're like, go over to the Scraps area and get your free coffee. And I looked at her and she looked at me and we both went, what coffee shop? So I actually ended up not having coffee. I had hot steamed apple cider with extra cinnamon and caramel and whipped topping, and it was so good. So that is definitely something that I learned. There's a coffee shop at Ganza. So number 7 kind of goes back and compare with number 2. If you don't have it, more than likely one of the vendors will. And what I mean by that is, if you run out of like silver glitter paper, probably one of the vendors that's at the Crop is going to have silver glitter paper. It may not be the same exact silver glitter paper, but it will probably do for whatever you're working on. There were several different vendors with scrapbooking supplies, so if the first one didn't have what you were looking for, one of the other ones probably did. And that was kind of the case all weekend. If I didn't have something or Jess didn't have something, the vendors usually did have it, and typically for a pretty decent price. Now, granted, I don't know if there was a markup because there was at Ganza or if those were regular prices, but some of like the paper prices were a little higher than I would have wanted to pay on a normal basis. But really, there wasn't. I didn't want to drive all the way to Joann's just to pick up a sheet of paper. So it's kind of one of those, I'm here, I want to get my project done, I might as well just pay the price. Number 8 is a corkscrew for a wine stopper is a must for your scrapbooking supplies. Sam was awesome enough to bring Jess and I some wine and dinner both nights. He brought the wine on Friday night, but we didn't drink until Saturday. But there was a cork in the bottle. It wasn't a screw top, which Sam calls La Chatte screw top. So we went up and asked the gals in charge, hey, do you happen to have a corkscrew? And they go, no, we don't, but so-and-so does. And we're like, okay, they win today's CropAGanza. So we both laughed and said, yep, corkscrew is going in our scrapbooking supplies from now on. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to scrap without wine? That's like not so much fun at all. So number 9 is a cushion for your chair really is a must, or plan to bring a office chair to set in. I have a office chair at home that I use in my scrap room, and sitting on a hard banquet chair for hours on end, it really hurt my back. It hurt my tailbone. Next year, I'm planning to take an office chair with me just to be comfortable. But if you don't want to haul that, or you're just taking a car, a cushion is really going to be your best friend. Or plan to make a lot of up and down trips, or kind of try to scoot around a little bit instead of like staying in one spot. It got really uncomfortable. I was in so much pain on Sunday. But I was able to come home. Sam gave me some Tylenol, kind of helped rub it out a little bit in my lower back, and it did feel better. So, but yeah, a cushion is definitely a must, or an office chair. And finally, number 10 is don't worry about what other people are doing, because nobody really cares what you're doing. I was really nervous to do a lot of vlogging from the Crop, because I was really worried these people are going to think I'm nuts, I'm talking to my phone. I'm still kind of getting over that a little bit. So I didn't end up doing a whole lot of vlogging, I mean, I was doing a lot of crafting, and I was talking with Jess, and it was having fun and stuff, so I didn't do it anyway. But no one really cares what you're doing. They don't. They really just don't care. They're working on their own projects. 90% of them had headphones in. They really, you know, they didn't care. So I need to just kind of go, they don't care what I'm doing. I don't care what they're doing. Do me, they'll do them. So if you're going to any type of crop event like that, don't worry about it. People really don't care what you're doing, as long as you're like not harassing them. So there you go. That's it. That is my 10 things I learned from attending CropAGanza. There's probably more, but I think those are the most important. I think those are the most things that you'll either find relatable or funny, or oh my gosh, how can you convince, or how could you like forget your chords, or you know, insert random funny thing that Lena did here. So with that, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe, hit the bell, like this video, share with your friends and family. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by Christmas, so please help me with that. And feel free to share this with your friends. And with that, I'm jumping off, and we'll see you in the theme park.